Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Today we will learn about another second large scale industry of Pakistan after cotton textile industry, that which is sugar industry, or we can say sugar mills. Let's begin. The way we did study cotton textile industry, same way we will study sugar industry also, like what is it, why is it important, where are the sugar mills are found in Pakistan? What, how do we consider sugar industry as a system, like in which we'll study about its input, process, and output, then problems and its solutions. Let's proceed. Okay, what is sugar industry, right? Sugar industry, it is, as we know, it is a secondary industry. Why is it considered as a secondary industry? Because manufacturing is involved in it. It is a second largest agro-based industry after cotton textile industry, and um, which provides employment to rural areas in Pakistan, especially, right? And sugar industry, again, the several processes are involved in this type of industry. Okay, then again, it is a formal sector of Pakistan. It means these are registered with the government. Okay, let's talk about its location. This map, it shows the location of sugar industries in Pakistan. The number of the total number of sugar industry that could vary in different books, right? So, but right now the total number of sugar mills are 86. Those are found in Pakistan, right? Most of these industries or sugar mills are located along the sugarcane belt in Punjab, Sindh, and with some in some part of northwest of Pakistan, as you can see in this map, some part of the Sindh, Punjab, and northwest part of Pakistan, right? That is KPK. There is also sugar mills are found, but there is not a single sugar mill in Balochistan. We can see easily, right? So the way we have opted two questions for uh, cotton textile industry, right? If the question is coming, describe the distribution pattern of sugar industries or sugar mills in Pakistan. As I told you people that it always comes for 3 marks, right? So you can write the most of the sugar mills are concentrated, as we can see, in Indus Plain and northwestern part of Pakistan, right? And there is no sugar mill in Balochistan. And overall, if we'll talk about the overall distribution, so sugar mills are unevenly distributed across Pakistan, right? Okay. Um, let's proceed. Input, right? If we talk about sugar industry as a system, right? So which comprises of three categories, or three constitutes are there for it, right? One is input, the other one is process, the third one is output, right? So let's talk about the input of sugar mill. Input, if we talk about an input, the raw material is sugar cane, right? Major raw material is sugar cane, right? And then input, there could be multiple inputs like machinery, power supply, labor, land, site, market, right, etc., etc. So you can add as many inputs as you can. Process, let's talk about process, or the different stages those involved in the manufacturing of sugar in detail. Number one, as you can see, that is I have written in form of a flow chart, or you can see in this diagram also, right? So the stages of sugar production are: number one is harvesting, right? Before crushing, it comes, right? Uh, uh, First and foremost, harvesting is done, and in Pakistan or in the developing countries, if I'll say, the harvesting is done manually, and but in developed world, that is being done mechanically, right? Okay, so we are talking about Pakistan. So first, the harvesting is done manually on sugarcane fields, right? Then after that, those sugar canes are transported to sugar mills, right? where the first process that starts in the manufacturing of sugar, right? That is crushing. So what is crushing, beta? Sugarcane is crushed to extract juice as the sugarcane starts losing its weight. As we all know that um, sugarcane fields or sorry, sugarcane industries are located along or nearby sugarcane belt, right? Why? Because it is as soon as we harvest sugarcane, it starts losing its sugar content, right? So it is mandatory or it is imperative to locate or to build sugarcane sugar industry or sugar mills nearby sugarcane field, right? uh, to avoid the loss of that sugar content from sugar mill, right? So that crushing is there. Then after that, what happens? We crush sugarcane, right? Then after that, uh, okay. So what happens after after harvesting, right? In the sugar mill, the cane is scrubbed with chalk to remove the smell and dirt, right? To make it clean, the chalk is being used or lime is being used to make it clean to remove smell and dirt. Then the sugar juice is being extracted, right? After extracting the sugar juice, which is being extracted through crushing, when the sugarcane through in this process the sugarcane are they are gone through the heavy rollers, right? So the juice is being extracted, right? Then after that, the juice that we get after through crushing, right? What happens? It goes to refining sector, or we can say I have written processing where the refining is done, right? In refining, what happens? That is basically a filtration process, right? Any scum that collects on the top of the that juice that is being removed from sugar, from the juice, right? Then it is passed through a fine mesh to remove impurities, right? And then it is boiled and treated chemically and strained to refine the syrup, right? Then that syrup again, the refined syrup, it is boiled again till crystallization is achieved, right, beta? Then the process of crystallization takes place. Okay. Then in crystallized sugar is obtained through open pan and vacuum pan process, right? And by centrifuge method also, right? These crystals are then they are dried and packaged for distribution and sale, right? Right. Then those are being transported again after when those that sugar is being packed in different in bags, right? So those are being transported to market, right, beta? That is the whole process of for the manufacturing of sugar. What are the outputs? Outputs are white sugar, jaggery, that is jugor that we use it, right, and brown sugar. These are the outputs of uh, sugar industry. Byproducts. There two major byproducts are there, but I have discussed the third one also. That is bagasse and molasses, right? We have already studied in chapter agriculture, right? Because that is it is used to make paper, chipboard, and animal feed. And molasses, molasses is a raw material for chemical industry. It is used as fuel in sugar mills also, right? And ethanol, Pakistan sugar industry produces more than half of a million of ethanol per annum from cane molasses, right? And molasses is also used as a lubricant also in machines. So these are the byproducts, main byproducts, right? And its uses. Okay. What are the problems faced by and caused by sugar industry? Despite the growth of the industry, Pakistan is still not self-sufficient in sugar, right? So sometimes we do import sugar. Why? The reason is, as we know that the population is rapidly increasing in Pakistan, so consumption, and especially if we talk about developing country like Pakistan, the consumption is more of especially white sugar, and then due to that demand, it means demand is more. So we are sometimes we are unable to meet the demand, so we have to import sugar from different countries, right? So that is why Pakistan, as I said, Pakistan is not self-sufficient in sugar. right? There is sometimes a surplus is left when there is a good production of sugarcane from in agricultural industry, right? And sometimes we are not able to produce good uh, crop of sugarcane, so that time we have to face problems, right? In other cases also, when do we face problems? Let's discuss. Number one is frequent power breakdowns are also some of the problems. Due to that, we are unable to meet the demand of people, right? The other problem which is caused by sugar industry, that is, these are environmental problem like leaching, eutrophication. That is a major problem which is a result, which is the after effect of, or the effect of environmental effect of sugar industry, right? The water air pollution is also there. It's a threat to mangrove, because the all that chemicals, those are being used, those are being dumped in direct into the fresh water resources, and those contaminate the water resources. And especially the sugar fields, those are located in Sindh, right? They dump it into those which uh, uh, and some of the sugar fields, as we have seen, let's look at the map again, right? Yeah, which are there, right? Where we have mangroves located here, right? In this area, the extreme southern part of Pakistan, right? So these chemicals, they are harmful to, and they are threat to the mangrove, right? Which is a breeding ground for fish, which in results, these chemicals, they contaminate, they are harmful to the aquatic life which is available there, which is found here, right? Uh, and then which results in reduction in fish product also, right? Okay. The other problems, inconsistent government policies, like we did face in the 2 3 months back, uh, the corruption in the government, right? What happened? The industrialists, those were from the sugar industries, right? They stored sugar in huge quantity, right, in bulk. So the government was unable to meet the domestic needs, right? That was the part of corruption of the government, right? In order to get more profit, that it happened, right? But due to that, again this time the government, they did followed up, right? From the people, from the industrials, those were and some of the government bodies were involved in it, right? So that matter was resolved. Then the other problem that is faced by sugar industry, that is poor transport network, that we know that it is there in Pakistan. And we know that the sugar cane, it's a bulky raw material, right? So for that, transportation cost is already high, right? If the mills are located little bit away from the sugar cane field, right? So we have to spend a lot of money for the transportation purposes. So if the poor transport network is there, so it costs a lot. Then, as I've discussed, there we have more consumption and less supply is there. And then sugarcane yield fluctuates yearly due to weather, pest attack, and diseases. That is also one of the problem that is faced by sugar industry. Okay. And as I know, we have discussed the rapid increase in population. Again, that's a problem. That is why we are unable to meet the need, right? Low recovery of sugar from sugarcane. That is also one of the reasons, one of the problem that is being faced by sugar mills, because the yield is low. That's why the sugar mills are unable to meet uh, the need of the people. Okay. That was it from my side. And yes, one of the problem that I need to discuss here, the sugarcane crushing season, it lasts only 160 days. So that is again a problem. So it is a seasonal industry, which provides temporary employment to people, right? Because the entire year we cannot grow sugarcane, right? It has a specific time period which lasts only 160 days, right? In that time period we are able to grow and harvest, and that can be used in sugar industry, as a raw material, sugarcane, right? So again, it provides seasonal employment. That is again a problem. Okay, the uses, if we discuss the uses of sugar, right? It is used for sweetening purposes, right? And for in food and beverages and some of the food products, it is being used as preservatives also, right? Okay, let's talk about solutions. How can we resolve all these problems, right? So some of the solutions I have mentioned here, like for example, the way we have discussed, agricultural reforms are needed, right? In order to provide or improve or enhance our sugarcane yield, right? It is imperative to have um agricultural reforms, right? Okay, the other one is tax exemption and tax holidays. That definitely by the government, that is imposed by the government on sugar mills, right? It can be there should be a relaxation by the government, especially to sugar mills, to avoid, to enhance or to increase or to improve our production, right? Then skill training for workers, that is imperative. Then subsidies should be given in terms of loans to sugar mills also, and to sugarcane as a raw material in agriculture sector also, in order to enhance our yield, right? So the import burden would be reduced if our production would be more, right? And we are able to produce the surplus, right? Definitely we will not be there'll be no need to import sugar from any other country, which reduces definitely sugar import burden. And we would be definitely able to export our sugar to different countries also, and its product to different countries. That was it from my side. I will let me give you one question, right? The way we have discussed the distribution pattern of sugar industry, right? Here, by looking at this map, this one, I would want everyone to note down the question and write your answer in the journal. Explain the reasons for the distribution of sugar industries in Pakistan. Explain the reasons for the distribution of sugar industry in Pakistan. You should develop your answer. It is out of 4 marks, right? So in this type of question, you will be giving me only two reasons, right? And then you will be elaborating those two reasons, right? Further, right? I hope you have understood whatever has been taught to you. Inshallah, I'll come next time with a different topic, right? Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.